Captain Tsubasa has been around for almost 40 years, making his manga debut in 1981 and starring in various anime since 1983. It follows the simple story of a boy wanting to fulfill his childhood dream of playing for Japan in the World Cup, and its impact on the world of professional football is more surprising than you think. Not only do footballers like Hidetoshi Nakata, Lionel Messi and Andre Iniesta cite it as an inspiration, but 2001 Shaolin Soccer was influenced by it, as well as a line of Adidas running shoes. It's a wholesome story about dreaming big, friendship and competition, and Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions does a fantastic job of encapsulating it. It may be weird to say, but this isn't so much of a football game as it is an action adventure. There are two campaigns to get stuck into in Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. The first one is based around Tsubasa Ozora and his ascension from school to the World Cup. Tsubasa is a lovable character that you really want to succeed. The cutscenes are told through copious lines of dialogue in a visual novel style, and these are perhaps the biggest downside to the game. They go on for a fair amount of time, and when you just want to dive into a match to help Tsubasa realise his dreams, they drag on for far too long. Thankfully, the action is excellent, even if it can be challenging at times. The second story sees you create a hero of your own, picking from one of 3 schools to start out at, building friendships and learning the skills of other players within the game. I played through this mode once I'd experienced the story of Tsubasa, and I'm glad I did. It gave me a chance to see which players I wanted to emulate and helped me to realise that Shingo Takasugi is a god amongst men. Whilst I chose to play an attack, the sheer strength and power of Takasugi was something I wanted to have. Dialogue options in the cutscenes help to build relationships that in turn help you to become the player you want, as well as enjoying a fun story at the same time. The gameplay takes place on a football field, but there's much more to it than passing, scoring and getting the victory. Of course you need to pass the ball into open spaces and can do so with ground, long and through passes, but the opposition's AI is smart enough to make this a challenge. Goalkeepers are almost like video game bosses. You can't shoot and score straight away. Instead, when the keeper saves a shot, a gauge above his head, called the spirit meter, starts to deteriorate. Once it's low or non-existent, you'll likely score a goal. There's always ways to hit powerful shots through animated cutscenes, such as when you dodge a couple of players in a row or activate a special power like the Falcon or Tiger shot. Through certain actions, these animated cutscenes present themselves, and while they can be jarring, they add to the overall story. Certain players can block the ball en route to the goal, initiating another animation, and 2 players can also get locked into a battle of attrition where both must pound the buttons to gain the upper hand. After linking passes and making progress on your attack, you can activate a power that gives you a limited amount of time wherein your entire team loses stamina slower and makes them much more efficient in every area. Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions features tons of hidden strategical elements that you'd never find in FIFA or PES. It's all the better for it. Tamsoft has made the visuals look like the manga with a colourful and crisp anime style. It's a beautiful blend, and the action on the pitch maintains this charm throughout. When playing exhibition matches, the visuals are equally as grand during the opening moments where players walk down the tunnel and line up at the central circle. There's an assumption that people playing Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions for the first time know very little about the rules of football, so there are many tips and plenty of advice to help newcomers learn the ropes. I have to say that Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions quickly becomes compelling and enjoyable. It offers so much more than simply playing a game of football. The episode New Hero is much more challenging due to the fact that you start off with next to no skills, but the satisfaction of improving your created footballer is well worth sticking with. There's plenty of online modes, but with it being less of a simulation, it can lead to some awful outcomes if you prefer genuine competition. The outlandish action won't appeal to sim football players, but its over-the-top gameplay is still lots of fun to play. Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions offers a great mix of competition, action and story. Matches can flip in the blink of an eye, and making the most of your dodging and passing is important if you want to score that vital goal. I adore the visuals both on the pitch and off, as the character models resemble the manga more, and the animation during the matches help the game to stand on its own. The difficulty during episode New Hero can be tough to find a balance with, but once you make your way past the first few matches, you'll start to find a satisfying flow. And I'm going to score Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions an 8 out of 10. Hi there, this is Mick Fraser from God is a Geek, and that was Chris White's review of Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions on PC, PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. If you liked the review, please consider hitting like and subscribe and tagging that bell icon too, so that you're kept up to date with all the new reviews, previews, podcast videos, whatever we're doing. And we also have a Patreon if you'd like to support us that way. We really do appreciate it. I've been Mick Fraser for God is a Geek. That was Chris White's review of Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions, and you guys have, as always, been lovely. Thanks for watching. Bye.